Dr. Stephen Taylor here with Mary Lou Newbold. Hello, Mary Lou.
Hello, Dr. Taylor. Always a pleasure to be here.
Why, thank you. So it's hard to believe, but we've reached the end of a regular season, and thankfully we have a playoff game to look forward to.
Yes. We've missed a couple of podcasts. The Browns game, which we won 30-13. Our technical department had a glitch. And then the St. Louis game, well, I had absolutely nothing good to say about that game, so I refused to even acknowledge the score. In my mind, that game simply never happened.
Something like that, yes. I am assuming that last week's defeat of the Arizona Cardinals 36-6 is okay to talk about, though.
You know, I'm good to talk about that game. We arrived in Arizona the underdogs, and the Cardinals looked like they never knew what hit them. It was a very well-played game by the Seahawks, and we were still missing several key players.
That's correct. You know, Lynch is still recovering from surgery. Chancellor out. No Rawls, no Graham, no Okung, no Luke Wilson, no J.R. Sweezy. You know, we played exceptionally well despite all those starters missing.
It's quite the list. There was a number of players catching touchdowns, some we'd never even heard of until Sunday.
That's true. You know what, we can chat a little bit more about the game later on, but let's get to our eye topic, because you know what, that's an important part of why we do all of this.
It pretty much is. So thanks for keeping us on track. I've heard from a few people who watch our podcasts.
Really now?
Okay, well, they're my family. But they do watch.
Okay.
And I was wondering about eyes and genetics.
Okay.
For example, if my mother had an eye problem that required glasses, does that mean that I could have the same eye problem as well?
You really have been thinking about this, haven't you?
I have.
Well, you know, nearsightedness and farsightedness have strong genetic components. You know, if both parents are significantly nearsighted or farsighted, there's a good chance their child will be too.
Okay. How about macular degeneration and glaucoma?
You know, those conditions are probably a bit of a mixture of genetics and environment.
Okay.
The best prevention is to have a regular eye exam and share your family eye history with your optometrist.
Okay. Figured you'd be able to explain it, so thanks for that.
No problem. You know, genetics are an important part of any healthcare field. You know, I'm always glad to discuss it with my patients. How about we go back to the game? What was your favorite play?
Well, in the Browns game, with both Lynch and Rawls injured, we had a chance to see a few other players stepping up to keep our offense strong. And I loved the one-handed catch by Fred Jackson. I think he even had to actually reach back a bit to grab it, which he did, and it was magical. And for the Cardinals game, I'm going with Jeremy Lane's interception. The ball simply floated into his hands. It was like Cardinals quarterback Carson Palmer threw it right to him.
Actually, he did, but that's even better. You know, and I agree with you on the Fred Jackson catch. It was really well done. And for me, Tyler Lockett and his touchdown in the end zone with a Brown player practically on top of him was my play of the game. You know, Lockett's a rookie with a high skill level, and you know, and the patience he shows for the game is well beyond his years. I'm really excited to watch him over the coming years.
Me too.
And you know, for the Cardinals game, the touchdown by Tukuafu was nice to see. You know, we don't exactly see him hauling down a catch for a touchdown every day, so it was, you know, to see him score was pretty cool.
It sure was. I certainly think that the Seahawks have worked hard at the depth of their roster so that when key players are injured, even the guys that haven't played much are pretty good. And the lines just tighten straight up to get the job done.
They do that, and you're right. The Cardinals game, all three teams, you know, offense, defense, special teams, you know, they all played well. And Russell broke the franchise record for throwing just under 4,000 yards this season. It's incredible.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So this is most likely our final podcast of the season. It sure went by quickly.
It did. And it's been quite the roller coaster season as a Hawk fan. I'm looking forward to the playoffs, and we might just have one more podcast. We'll see.
We'll see. And I think we can wrap up our season, and certainly we can wrap up this podcast.
I think so. Well, I'm Steven.
And I'm Mary Lou. Go Hawks!
Go Hawks.